Hello everybody, my name is Thomas Brazill and I'm currently a grade 12 student at Bill Carruthers Secondary School. Today I'm going to be talking about a particular calculus question on page 183, number 6 from the McGraw-Hill-Ryerson Calculus and Vectors grade 12 textbook. Alright, so the question states, after a chemical spill, the cost of cleaning up P% of the contaminants is represented by the equation C in terms of P equals 75,000 divided by 100 minus P. A states, find the cost for removing 50% of the contaminants. B states, find the limit as P approaches 100 from the left. And C states, why is it not feasible to remove all of the contaminants? Let me read the question a second time to highlight the key elements of the question. After a chemical spill, the cost of cleaning up P%, that's P in terms of percent, which is extremely valuable information for part A, of the contaminants is represented by the equation C in terms of P, remember P is in terms of percent, equals 75,000 divided by 100 minus P. Again, P is in terms of percent. Now, to set up a roadmap for this problem, the first step I will take in solving this problem is first find the cost of removing 50% of the contaminants. Then I will explain what a limit is and why it is relevant in solving this problem, and finally the logistics of this problem. So part A states, find the cost of removing 50% of the contaminants. Referring back to the question, I know that the cost of cleaning up its contaminants is represented by the equation C in terms of P equals 75,000 divided by 100 minus P. Remembering that P is in terms of a percent. Since the question is asking for the cost of removing 50% of the contaminants, I know that I can just plug 50 in for P because, as I have said and continue to say, P is in terms of a percent. If I plug 50 in, I get C in terms of 50 equals 75,000 divided by 100 minus 50, which equals C in terms of 50 equals 75,000 divided by 50, which simplifies to 1,500. Therefore, the cost of removing 50% of the contaminants is $1,500. We can now check off our first step in our roadmap, which was finding the cost of removing 50% of the contaminants. Part B states, find the limit as P approaches 100 from the left. Before solving this problem, I would like to first tell you what a limit is, or my understanding of a limit. In my own words, a limit is the certain value of y as a function approaches a certain value of x. Again, that's the certain value of y as a function approaches a certain value of x. So tying that definition to the question asked, I know that 100 is our certain value of x. The question would like me to find the certain value of y coming from the left side at the value of 100. So first, let me graph the function C in terms of P equals 75,000 divided by 100 minus P. To graph this function, you simply need to just plug in unique values of P, such as 1, 500, 1/2. It does not matter. What is important is to make sure that you have graphed beyond the point 100 so you can clearly determine the limit. Using some good old MHF, I know that there is a vertical asymptote at P equals 100. The reason I know this is because the vertical asymptote can be determined from the denominator of the reciprocal function. In this case, if you just look at the denominator 100 minus P equals 0, then P equals 100. Since our vertical asymptote is the same as the value on the limit, then the limit as P approaches 100 from the left side. Remember, the question asks us if the limit from the left side is infinity. The reason the answer is infinity is because the function will never actually touch the x value of 100. Therefore, the function has endless amount of y values. We can now check off our second step on our roadmap, which was explaining what a limit is and why it is important in solving this problem. And now we've completed our third goal in our roadmap, and that is the logistics of the problem. A career that this question could apply to is if you were the CEO of Shell Oil and you are currently experiencing an oil leak in one of your pipes, you could use this problem to try and figure out how much of the oil you can clean up and at what cost. Thank you for watching, and go Blue Jays!